Yes, now can you able to hear me? Okay. Chalo, sorry, I didn't saw that. So we can discuss the chemical and physical change today, and we can do some question answers on physical and chemical change. So what do you mean by physical change? Physical change is a change takes place in the substance, okay, but its composition will remain same, okay. So there is a change in size and shape takes place. This is a temporary change is taking place, and again the original substance can be reobtained, okay. That is we can say that it is a reversible process. But if we are talking about the chemical change, in chemical change the substance, entire substance, its chemical properties, its texture is what gets changed, okay. So substance undergoes in the chemical change, okay, its molecular composition is what gets changed entirely. For example, there is a conversion of milk to curd, okay. Milk is having different properties and curd is having different properties, okay. So both curd and milk are having different chemical formulas, okay. So here whenever there is a chemical change takes place, there is a new substance is formed, okay. But in physical change there is a no new substance is formed. So physical change is a temporary change and chemical change is nothing but a permanent change, okay. So in physical change it affects only shape, size, okay, physical parameters it affects. But in chemical change, its texture, its chemical formula, molecular formula is what gets changed entirely, okay. So here during the physical change there is a little or no absorption of energy, but in case of chemical, there is a evolution as well as absorption of energy. For example, for physical, we can discuss, we can convert water into ice and ice again converted into water. That means we can say that this is a reversible. Okay, but once the milk converted into curd, then curd we can, from curd we cannot obtain the milk. This is the permanent change. Burning of coal, okay, so rusting of iron. So these all are what chemical change, because new substance is what forming here, okay. So melting of wax, again that melted wax we can take and we can make another candle, no. So like that here the changes which are taking place in the physical change, that means that is we can say that it is a reversible, and in case of chemical it is not reversible, okay. So this is what the basic idea about the physical and chemical change. Always remember, whenever there is a new substance form, that means that is a chemical, and if there is a no new substance is formed, that means that is the physical change, okay. So chemical change is a irreversible process, physical change is a reversible process, okay. We can obtain the new substances from the chemical change and we cannot obtain the new substances from the physical change. Can you getting this? You all are getting what is the physical and chemical change? I just gave the introduction, okay. So now we are doing the questions one by one. You have to write down the answers, questions, and I will explain. You can later words you can write down the answers for this, okay. Write down the questions. Define galvanization. Write down first question. Define galvanization. 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 Galvanization is nothing but what? Depositing layer of zinc over a iron. That is nothing but galvanization. Why we are doing galvanization? So iron or any metal, if we are keeping open in the atmosphere, then it comes in contact with the water molecules or water droplets. So there is a rusting will takes place. To avoid this, we are doing the galvanization, okay. So galvanization is nothing but what? Depositing a layer of zinc on a iron or metal is called as a galvanization. Getting this? So write down next question. What is the meaning of rusting? Write down the question. What is the meaning of rusting? What is the meaning of rusting? Okay. So rust, that is a brownish red layer is formed on the metal. Okay, whenever you are keeping iron or metal open into the atmosphere, it again comes with the droplets or molecules of the water or moisture. So top layer of the metal is what get rusted. Okay, so that layer is formed, that is known as what, rusting. Okay, next question, write down what type of change is a crystallization. Okay, write down what type of change is a crystallization. Crystallization, crystallization. What type of change is recrystallization? Sorry, crystallization. Okay, crystallization is a process to obtain the, suppose crystallization means water is converted into cube, and again cube we can convert it into water. Okay, or if suppose if we have a china dish and we can kept a camphor over there, and you are heating that and dry, we are heating dry, so then the vapors will form on the conical shaped cone, and at the end that water droplets are what, if you store, then again that converted into camphor. So crystallization is again what, the irreversible process. That's what this is known as, what, a physical change. So crystallization is a physical change. Write down there. Okay, now write down next question. What type of change is involved? What type of change is involved in a rusting of iron? In a rusting of iron, what type of change is involved in the rusting of iron? Okay, just now I discussed rusting of a iron is nothing but what, chemical change, because here new substance is formed. Okay, brownish red layer is formed when the metal or iron kept open to the atmosphere, it is get reacted, and that forms what, the rust, the layer, and that layer is called as what, rusting. So this is a chemical change. Getting this? Write down next question. Write one property of a stainless steel. Write one property of a stainless steel. Okay, you check the stainless steel is never get rusted. Okay, so does not affected by the atmosphere around it. Okay, so this is the answer. What is a property? It is what, never rusted. Okay, write down next question. What type of change is a formation of manure? What type of change is a formation of manure? What type of change is a formation of manure? Does anyone tell the answer? Conversion of manure from the domestic waste. There is a, we are forming manure, that suppose if we are preparing compost or manure from the vegetable stalks or fruit peels, we are dumping together. Okay, and it forms a manure, but from that manure again we cannot obtain the vegetable stalks and the fruit peels, correct? So this is what, a chemical change. Okay, answer is chemical change. Now next question, write down which of the two, yes, which of the two permanent, which of the two is the permanent change, permanent change, chemical change or physical change? Which of the two is permanent change or chemical change? So where should the permanent change take place? Whether in physical or in chemical, permanent change will take place in the chemical. Okay, because once the substance is formed in the chemical, we cannot convert into the original one. It is an irreversible process, correct? So permanent change will take place in the chemical change. Okay, so answer is chemical change. Getting this? Okay, so write down the next question. You can write down the answer. I am explaining here. You can write down the answers afterwards. Okay, the next one, write down what do you understand by the chemical change. What do you understand by the chemical change? What do you understand by the chemical change? So we discussed no at the beginning of this session. So chemical change is a change where the original substance is gets changed chemically. That means its properties, molecular formula or chemical substances are what gets changed permanently. We cannot obtain the original object or product again, okay, once we get the product. So here change of curd means changing of milk into curd is the example of chemical change. Getting this? Okay, so write down next one. State the condition necessary. State the conditions necessary for rusting of ions. State the conditions necessary for rusting of ions. Okay, for rusting of iron, I told you now just now many times. So whenever we are keeping metal outside or in the atmosphere, there is what water droplets are present as well as oxygen is present. So both are come in contact with that metal, and that's what metal is what get rusted. So here oxygen and water molecules are the main cause of rusting. Getting this? These 2 points should come. Write down next one. We did know just now galvanization. So write down what is added to a steel. What is added? What is added to a steel to make? What is added to steel to make it stainless steel? Okay, what is added to a steel to make a stainless steel? Okay, very important. Maybe you saw in your home there is a stainless steel vessels are there. Okay, they are always shining. They never get rusted if you are keeping open to the atmosphere. Okay, because stainless steels are the made up of made by the mixing of iron. Okay, iron with carbon and metals like chromium, nickel and manganese. Very important. The stainless steel is formed by the mixture of carbon and iron. Okay, metals like chromium, nickel and manganese. Okay, so that's what they are always shiny and they never gets rusted. Okay, so in this way the stainless steel is formed. Next question, write down why formation of manure why formation of manure why formation of manure from leaves leaves is a chemical change is a chemical change. Why formation of manure from leaves is a chemical change. So leaves are get converted into manure. Okay, once a manure is formed, then from that manure we cannot take the leaves back. Okay, so there is a permanent change will takes place in that leaves. Okay, so here product is what gets changed. Its chemical properties are what gets changed. Okay, so leaves, conversion of leaves into manure is a chemical change. Getting? So here once the manure is formed, then we cannot form the leaves. Okay, this is the answer. So formation of manure of leaves is a chemical change because manure formed as a different composition that of leaves. Getting this? Yes, both you are understanding what I am saying. You both are writing the questions because next task is still pending. Okay? Can you getting both? At least say show thumbs up, or you can at least reply yes, no. Okay, chalo next one. Why soaring milk? Why soaring of milk is a chemical change? Why soaring, SOURING, soaring of milk? Why soaring of a milk is a chemical change? Is a chemical change. So soaring of a milk is chemical change because here new substance is formed. Okay, and once the soaring milk is obtained, then again we can not convert it into milk. Okay, so that's what this is a chemical change. Okay, there is a permanent change will takes place in the original substance and we cannot re-obtain the original substance. That's what this is a chemical change. Understood? Okay, then write down next one. What is rust? What is rust? What is rust? So we can say that rust whenever iron or metal, if we are keeping open to the atmosphere, the water droplet and oxygen which are present in the atmosphere, they come in contact with this metal and they are what, forming a reddish brown layer on the metal, that is called as what, rust. Can you getting this? What is the definition I am saying? Can you able to understand? Yes, can you able to understand the definition which I am telling? Yes or no? Show thumbs up. Do you understand what is the physical and chemical change I told now? Did you understood the physical and chemical change? What are the basic difference in between physical and chemical change that you understood? Or still you have any query? Okay. Write down next one. What is a blue vitriol? What is the blue vitriol? What is a blue vitriol? Okay, vitriol, vitriol. Okay, here we have a crystal, copper crystals are there. Okay, copper sulfate pentahydrate crystals we have, copper sulfate pentahydrate crystals we have, and commonly they are known as what, blue vitriol, and because they are blue in color. Okay, which substance? Copper sulfate um, pentahydrate. Okay, so they are what, blue in color, and that's what commonly it is known as a blue vitriol. Getting this? Write down next question. Name the two methods. Name the two methods by which Name the two methods by which rusting of iron can be rusting of iron can be prevented. Can be prevented. Name the two methods by which rusting of iron can be prevented. Okay, what are the two methods to avoid the rusting on the metal? Do you know any two methods? First one is the galvanization, because just now I told you depositing of the metal. Okay, depositing of the substances on the metal body is nothing but what, galvanization. Okay, the process of depositing layer of a metal like zinc or chromium on the iron is called as a galvanization. So here the rusting is gets avoided by using the galvanization. And another method we have, that method is nothing but what? Does anyone know here? Another method is what? Grazing, no? So grazing is also greasing. Okay, greasing is another method. Greasing, greasing. Okay, so normally we are doing greasing in wheels. Okay, those who have the sewing machine, there also we are putting the oil drops. And we have a cycle chain, so there also we can adding what? Some water, some oil droplets. So it acts as a aina, means that is what provides the smoothness as well as the, yeah, if there is a oil is there, then it cuts the supply with the oxygen. So there will be, they will not come in contact with the uh, metal things. So oil means rusting we can avoid by using greasing as well as by galvanization. Getting? These are the two methods we have. So write down next one. What happens when baking soda? What happens when baking soda is treated? What happens when baking soda is treated with vinegar? What happens when baking soda is treated with vinegar? Vinegar. Okay, vinegar means acetic acid. Okay, vinegar is nothing but acetic acid. And baking soda is a sodium hydrogenate. Okay, baking soda is nothing but sodium hydrogenate. When these two substances are get combined, then it always forms the carbon dioxide and other substances. Understood? So here CO2 is what get released out. When we add baking soda and vinegar combined together, it forms the carbon dioxide and other substances. Okay, so this is what the reaction for the given question. I write down vinegar plus baking soda. Vinegar plus baking soda gives the carbon dioxide and other substances. Next one, which technique is better? Which technique is better? Which technique is better for obtaining sugar from sugar solution? Which technique is better for obtaining sugar from sugar solution? Okay, crystallization. Okay, crystallization is considered as a best technique for obtaining sugar from the sugar juice or sugar solution. Okay, so if you heat it, then crystals are formed. Again, if you dissolve it, again sugar cane juice is formed. Okay, so this is what the crystallization process. Okay, so this is what crystallization process by which we can convert that sugar into sugar solution or solution into sugar. Understood? Okay, write down, what do you mean by crystallization? What do you mean by crystallization? Yes, what do you mean by crystallization? So crystals, that means we have a small pellets. Okay, so that we are providing heat, or that all small crystals are converted into solution. Okay, by the process, that process is called as what? Crystallization. Can you getting? Crystallization, conversion of the pure substances into their solution, is called as the crystallization process. Okay, so now next question, write down, why a wet iron pan why a wet iron pan, why a wet iron pan often get rusted, often get rusted if left in that state of some time, in that state for some time. देखो, why a wet iron pan often gets rusted if it left in this state for some time. Why iron pan is get rusted if we keep it open? Because when we keep open, then it comes in contact with what? Oxygen and water molecules which are present in the atmosphere, and because of that rusting is formed, and that is that bluish red and brown color layer is formed on that. Okay, this is the answer. Getting? Write down. Next one, why does rusting takes place faster? Why does rusting takes place faster during the rainy season? Why does rusting takes place faster during the rainy season? Does anyone know? Can someone type the answer? Why the rusting of iron takes place during the rainy season? Yes, does anyone knows the answer? If anyone knows, can you type? Those who are attending the session, is they are getting what I am teaching? Okay, does anyone know why the rusting takes place faster during the rainy season? Because amount of moisture present in the atmosphere is greater. That's what it is get reacted with the metal, okay, at a rapid speed. That's what it is get rusted in a very faster rate. Okay, this is the answer. Now write down next question. What are the physical properties? Very important question. What are the physical properties? They are not asking here physical changes, okay, but they are asking what here? Physical properties. What are the physical properties? Okay, so physical properties are nothing but what? Shape, size, color, state of the substance is called as what? Physical properties. Means it's physical appearance, how we are looking, okay, how much is the height, what is my body, how which shape is enlarged, okay, how what is the length of my hair. So these all what? Physical appearances. So like that, if you take any substance, they are having what? Physical state. Just like size, shape, color and state of the substance, they all are comes under what? The physical properties. Understanding? Getting? Everyone? Now next one, write down what is the physical change. What is the physical change? Physical change is a change in the substance, but that change is not a permanent. This is this is the reversible process. This is nothing but what? Reversible process. Getting this? Copy this. Okay, then write down what is the chemical reaction. What is the chemical reaction? What is the chemical reaction? So chemical reaction is the reaction, or chemical process is a process where the new substance is formed, okay, and that new substance we cannot convert it into original one, okay, that is called as what? The chemical change. Okay, so change in which one or more new substances are formed is called as a chemical change, and the chemical change is also called as a chemical reaction. Getting this? Write down next question. Why a cells of an apple why a slice of an why a slice of an apple acquires to brown color to brown color if it is not if it is not consumed immediately if it is not consumed immediately. I will repeat this question. A slice of apple requires a brown color if it is not consumed immediately. Whenever we are cutting an apple and we are keeping aside open to the atmosphere, the layer will become what? Slowly become brown. Similarly, if we take a potato and if we cut the potato into two parts or four parts, and if we are keeping open for the atmosphere, the outer layer becomes what? Browny. Okay, so that is here, that answer only we have to write. So whenever there is a formation of new substances by keeping the objects outside, means there is a chemical change will take place, and due to that there is a new substance is formed. Getting this? Now next one, write down the equation presenting the process. Write down the equation representing the process of rusting. The process of rusting. Write down the equation representing the process of rusting. Okay, so here you have to write the chemical equation. So rusting will take place when we are keeping out iron, we are out. Okay, so iron plus it comes in contact with what? Oxygen. Iron plus oxygen plus water gives a rust. Okay, that is metal oxide. Okay, or iron oxide. So this is what the reaction. Now next one is there, write down why tearing of paper why tearing of paper include why tearing of a paper into pieces is a physical change is a physical change. Tearing of a copper iron plates is a physical change. So what you can write down this answer? Tell me, think and tell me. I am waiting for your answer. Okay. Yes, anyone knows the answer? Does anyone know the answer? Why tearing of paper into pieces is a physical change? Because when we tear the paper, okay, paper is torn only the shape and size. Shape and sizes gets changed, okay, but no new substance is formed. Okay, if new substance is formed, then we can say that it is a chemical change. Only your shape in size, there is a change in size and what shape and sizes takes place, changes will take place. Okay, so from that we can reobtain the original product. That's what we can say, that the tearing of the paper into pieces is a physical change. Getting this? Okay, now write down next one. What happens when magnesium oxide is dissolved in the water? what happens when the magnesium oxide is dissolved is dissolved in a water is dissolved in the water. Okay, when what happens when the magnesium oxide is dissolved in the water? Yes, tell me the answer for this. Yes, anyone knows what happens when magnesium oxide is dissolved into the water? So whenever you are adding magnesium oxide into water, it forms a new substance, and that formation of new substance, that solution becomes what? The chemical change, because here new substance is formed. Okay, this is the answer. So magnesium oxide plus water gives what? Magnesium hydroxide. Getting this reaction you want. Next one, why is the spoiling of food is a chemical change? Why the spoiling of a food a chemical change? Why the spoiling of the food in a chemical change? The food is spoiled. Not at all consume that eating. Okay, so there is what? Permanent chemical changes are taking place. So there is a growth of the fungus is also sometimes started. So we are not taking that kind of food, because if we took that food, then there is a causes irritation. Okay, or maybe food poison. So that's what you have to avoid, the spoiling uh, of the spoiling of the food to take. Okay, intaken of the spoiling should stop. This is nothing but what? Chemical changes, because new substance is formed and it is not a reversible process. Can you getting all what it creates? Lime water, where that magnesium oxide and water you are saying, magnesium hydroxide is formed. Okay, write down next question. Write down next question. How would you show that? How would you show that? How would you show that setting of curd is a chemical change? Setting of a curd is a chemical change. Okay, curd is formed from the milk, and milk is having some different chemical properties, and curd is having different chemical properties. So here milk is basically, here there is a taste is different, and curd is having uh, sour taste. Okay, so once the curd is formed, we cannot make the milk, but only milk can convert into the curd. So here chemical substances are changed, their textures are changed, their properties are changed. Okay, so these are the changes will take place in the chemical change. Getting? So we cannot obtain curd from the milk, because this is a irreversible process, as it is chemical process. Getting this? Chalo, next question. how would you show how would you show that how would you show that setting of curd setting of curd is a chemical change? How would you show that setting of curd is a chemical change? How would you show that setting of curd is a chemical change? Oh, that we did no just now. Sorry from my end. We did that question. Okay, so write down next, why explosion of a fireworks is a chemical change. Okay, why explosion of fireworks is a chemical change. Why explosion of fireworks is a chemical change. Okay, so of course it's a chemical change, no, because the fireworks is having the firework, that is different chemicals are there in the fireworks. Okay, so whenever they are burning, they are forming what, new substances, and it produces a light, heat and sound. Okay, as well as that ash is formed. Okay, and unwanted substances are also getting. So this is nothing but what, the physical change, oh sorry, this is nothing but what, a chemical change. There is a permanent change takes place, and it also releases the harmful gases. Okay, that's what the explosion of a firework is, the chemical change. Okay, it is a irreversible process. Yes, correct. Next one, why is the hacksaw blade, write down, why is the hacksaw blade, HACKSAW, hacksaw blade color changes, color changes on hitting considered as a physical change, considered as a physical change, considered as a physical change. Okay, why the hacksaw blades color changes on the heating metal as the physical change. Yes, anyone knows the answer for this? So here changing of the blade color, no, hacksaw color, blade color is changing, that doesn't matter. Here the entire substance is yet formed, converted, no. Correct? Entire substance is not converted. So this is nothing but what? Physical change. Okay. So if we are heating that, then it is what gets melted, and its texture or its shape is got what vanishes. So here that's what the blade's color changes on heating and considered as a physical change. Getting this? So next one, write down, why do ships suffer, why do ships suffers lot of damage, lot of damage from rusting in spite of being painted, in spite of being painted. Why do ships suffer a lot of damage from rusting in spite of being painted? Yes, does anyone know? Write down the answer. Type the answer in the message box. Type. Yes, class 10. Shivish. No, it's going on for class 6. Physical and chemical change. Class 7. Class 7 is going on, not class 6. Okay, not class 10 here. It's a class 7. Physical and chemical change. Revision is going on. Okay, so here ship suffers a lot of damage from rusting in spite of being painted, because the it makes the process of rust formation faster. Okay, so that's what, the ships suffer a lot of damage from rusting in spite of being painted. Getting this? Okay, now write down next long question answers you can do. Explain how painting of iron, explain how, explain how painting of iron, painting of iron gets prevents it from rusting. Okay, explain how painting of an iron gate prevents it from rusting. Okay, so just now we did the what do you mean by rusting. So whenever the metal we are keeping outside, okay, or open to the atmosphere, in atmosphere there is oxygen and water droplets are there. They are come in contact with the metals, and once they come in contact in the metals, then that is what started rusting over there. That means reddish brown color layer is formed on the metal, and it makes the metal to damage. Okay, so explain how painting of the iron gate prevents. So to avoid this dusting or rusting, we have to paint it with we have to paint it with the oil paint. Okay, so it will not come in contact with the oxygen and oxygen and water molecules which are present in the atmosphere. Getting this question? Getting? Now next question I will give you, and I'll come in 2 minutes, and then you can think for the answer. If someone knows, they can type on the message box. Why is melting of ice? Why melting? Why melting of ice is a physical change? Why melting of ice is a physical change? Okay, do this one. Try to write the answer. Can you able to tell why melting of ice is a physical change? See, ice is in a solid condition, okay, and when you take out from the fridge, it whenever it's come in contact, it means when it comes out from the fridge, its temperature is what started decreasing, so melting of ice takes place. Then that melting of ice is converted into water, and again water, if you are keeping in a freezer, again that makes what the ice. So here new substance is not forming, okay, from water to ice and ice to water, this is keeps on going. Okay, so that's what this is called as what the physical change. This is a reversible process. Okay, this is a reversible process. So here only physical states are getting changed. Okay, but again we can reobtain, but new substances are not forming over here. But this process is reversible process. That's what we can say, that the melting of ice is nothing but what physical change. Can you getting? Yes, yes, correct. Yes, correct, Dinali. Yes. So don't write the answer in one line. Okay, properly long question answers are there. You can write the answer point wise to get the full marks. Okay. So now what happens when carbon dioxide is passed through the lime water? Very important reaction, huh? Learn it properly, because same reaction we have in 10th standard also. So what happens? Carbon dioxide is passed through the lime water. So there is a carbon dioxide plus lime water can form the calcium carbonate plus water. Okay, write down somewhere. the carbon dioxide plus lime water, carbon dioxide plus lime water, carbon dioxide plus lime water gives calcium carbonate plus water, calcium carbonate plus water, calcium carbonate plus water. Okay, getting this understood? Then write down next one. Why rusting? Write down why rusting of iron. Why rusting of iron? Why rusting of iron objects are faster in coastal areas than in deserts? Why rusting of iron objects are faster in coastal areas than the desert? Okay, so coastal area, there is what climate is always moist. Okay, that means there is a water particles or water molecule in that climate are more. Okay, so if there is a more water particles and that water particles and oxygen which is present near to that atmosphere, near to that metal, are reacts with the surface of the metal and they can form what, rusting over there. Okay, but if we go to the desert side, then there is a no water droplets. Okay, dry atmosphere is there, so no water molecules or droplets are available in the atmosphere, only oxygen is there, but only oxygen cannot react with the metal surfaces, so there is a no rusting takes place. Okay, they if there, but that is a slow process. Okay, this is the answer. Getting this? Write down next one. Why stress? Why? Yes, correct. Why stretching of rubber band is a physical change? Why stretching of rubber band is a physical change? Why stretching of rubber band is a physical change? Someone answer. Why stretching of rubber band is a physical change? Only what, when we stretch the rubber shape, okay, and size is gets changed for that when we are stretching, but when we remove the force, then again what comes to the original shape and size. Okay, so no new substance is formed, so that's what this is called as what, a physical change. Getting this? Once we release the rubber, stretched rubber, again it comes to the original position, so that means it regains its original shape and size. That's what we can say that rubber is a physical change. Okay, understood? So write down next question. Write down next question. Ozone acts as a natural shield. Ozone acts as a natural shield against the UV radiation. Against the UV radiation. Explain. Ozone acts as a natural shield against UV radiation. Explain. Radiation. Ozone acts as a natural shield against the ultraviolet radiation. Okay, so can anyone type the answer? So ozone layer is there in the top layer of the atmosphere. So ozone layer protect us, okay, from the harmful UV rays, so that that radiations are break down into the oxygen. So here ultraviolet radiation were not absorbed by the ozone. Okay, so it cannot reach to the earth's surface. Okay, if that ozone layer is not there, then it causes what, the effect on our immune system, as well as it causes the skin cancer. Okay, so it is what, the layer which is a protective layer which always protects us from the UV radiation. Okay, so this is the answer. Next one. what happens, write down the question, what happens when the magnesium ribbon is burnt in the air? Okay, what happens when the magnesium ribbon is burnt in the air? Yes, whenever we are burning the magnesium ribbon in the air, so air oxygen is there and oxygen is responsible for burning of this magnesium ribbon. So whenever we are burning this magnesium ribbon in the presence of air, then it forms what? Magnesium oxide, MgO. So how to write the name, chemical equation over here? So magnesium plus oxygen gives the magnesium oxide. Okay, so you can write down the chemical equation or name, reaction name. Magnesium plus oxygen forms the magnesium oxide. Okay, and when the magnesium oxide is formed, so there is a ash will form. Okay, and once ash will form, that is the chemical change, because from that ash we cannot form the ribbon again. Okay, magnesium ribbon. So it can, yes, it can burn with a very white, brilliant white light. Correct. Okay, so write down next question. What is rusting? What is rusting? What is rusting? I already explained the rusting process. Okay, so rusting is nothing but what? A piece of iron, if we are keeping open to the atmosphere, it can react with the water molecule as well as oxygen. Then there is a brownish red color layer is formed on the metal, is called as what? Rusting. Okay, so iron plus oxygen, and what that oxygen contains only water droplets or water, H2O, means we can write here Fe plus O2 plus H2O gives what? Fe2O3. Okay, that is rust, that is iron oxide it can form. Okay, so write down next question. When baking soda is mixed, when baking soda is mixed with lemon juice, when baking soda is mixed with lemon juice, bubbles are formed, bubbles are formed with the evolution, with a evolution, with a evolution of gas, with the evolution of gas. What type of change it is? What type of change it is? Okay, I will repeat this question. When baking soda is mixed with lemon juice, bubbles are formed with the evolution of gas. What type of change in it? Yes, does anyone know the answer for this? Yes, correct. That is the chemical change. Okay. So lemon juice, that is a citric acid is there, and baking soda, that is a sodium hydrogen carbonate is there. So whenever sodium hydrogen carbonate and this citric acid join together or combine together to form the carbon dioxide and other substances, carbon dioxide is releases out from the solution or from that drink, so that bubbles are coming out, that is CO2 is released out from that. So this is what? A chemical change. This is what? A chemical change. Correct. Next, why are the chemical changes, why are the chemical changes important in our daily lives? Why are the chemical changes important in our daily life? Okay, what are the chemical changes important in our daily life? Because chemical change, we know that there is a permanent change will take place, and their texture, taste, states are gets changed, new substance is formed, and it is a irreversible process. So every day we require curd, so milk, conversion of milk to curd is also important. correct? So here even some medicines are also there, okay, and that that medicine means we are making the medicines from some plants, okay, from plant leaves and all. We are extracting the content from that and we are making into tablet, but that tablet never converted into plant or leaves, okay. So that is what these are the chemical changes which we are using in day to day life. So that's what they can form the new substances, and these all the new substances which are forming from the different objects that are very very important in our life, okay. So you have to write down that answer, okay. Yeah, now you have to rapid fire round, you have to write the answer, okay. I will check who will give fast. You have to just name it, identify whether it is physical change or chemical change. Physical change is there, you can write PC, and chemical change is there, then you can write CC, okay. Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. Who can type fast? Photosynthesis is which process? Chemical change or physical change? Photosynthesis is a chemical or physical change? Correct. Dissolving sugar in water. Dissolving sugar in water. Correct. Burning of coal. Burning of coal. Yes. Yes, correct. Then next, melting of wax. Melting of wax. Melting of wax is a physical change. No, it's wrong. It's a physical change. Beating aluminium to make a aluminium foil. Beating aluminium to make a aluminium foil. Correct. Yes, yes, physical change. Correct. Digestion of food. Digestion of food. Correct. Condensation of a stem. Sorry, condensation of a steam. Condensation of a steam. Yes, correct. Physical change. Spoiling of food. Spoiling of food. Correct. Burning of coal. No, no, no. This is not a physical change. This is the chemical change. Spoiling of a food is chemical change. Okay. Burning of coal. Burning of coal is nothing but a chemical change. Okay. Burning of a coal is a chemical change. Okay, who is saying no, it's not physical change, it's a chemical change, okay. So now see, there is one more question will come. When a candle burns, both physical and chemical changes are taking place. Identify these changes and give the example of familiar process in which both the chemical and physical changes takes place. So we know that burning of candle is there. So burning of candle, the wax is melting, and with that melted wax we are again make a candle. But that wig is there which is made up of cotton, okay, that is what get burn, and that black substance is formed, but from that black substance we cannot form the thread. So that is the chemical change, and melting of candle is nothing but what? The physical change. Can you getting I am saying? So melting of the wax is physical change, but burning of the wick is nothing but a chemical change, and these both the changes we can observe when candle is burning. Can you getting this? Okay, sometimes they will ask this question, so there is both. Read the question carefully what they are asking. Only melting of wax is there, and that is a physical change. Okay. Okay, chalo. Now one more familiar example means we have here LPG gas we are using no day to day life. So that methane is what gets converted, it is a combustible, it is reacts with the oxygen, so it burns to form the carbon dioxide plus water. Okay, so burning of wood and cutting into small pieces are considered as a two different changes. Yes, so burning of wood is a chemical change, because ash is formed, then ash cannot form the wood again, so that is a burning of wood is nothing but chemical change, and cutting pieces means what, physical change. Okay, that is also physical change. uh, then what will happen when iron nail is dipped into the copper sulfate? Okay, what happens when iron nail is dipped into the copper sulfate? क्या हो जाता है when we are keeping the iron nail, okay, into the copper sulfate? What changes will take place? Copper nail, there is a brown layer on the iron nail is what get deposited, and there is a formation of new substance, that is the iron sulfate will form, which is a green in color, and copper will become what, brown. Means that brown is what get deposited. Okay, when iron nail is dipped into the copper sulfate solution, then iron displaces the copper from the copper sulfate solution. Okay, and because iron is here more reactive than the copper, and the change of color of the solution from green to blue, okay, this will take place. So there is a new substance is formed, that is a chemical change will take place. Okay, one more last question you can write down. The define between physical and chemical change. Define between physical and differentiate between physical and chemical change. Okay, so today I will end this session. So I covered almost all the questions, okay, from the textbook as well as from different worksheets. So we can meet tomorrow again for extra session with a different chapter from the science. Okay, thank you, thanks for joining.